Hey everybody, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
And this is our top 5 city building-ish games from the hobby. I'm used to saying from the year blanky blank, but well, we wouldn't say blankety blank because we try not to...
I say that every once in a while, but I'm not supposed to.
Anyway,
That's fair.
Anyway, we if you came over here from the Dice Tower, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What we talked about over there was a little bit of a data. Since we've been doing our year lists, we tried to include some data to make it a little bit more interesting for you. And since we're not doing that now, we are including some extra data. We're including our complexity average for our list for all 10 games, bottom 5 and the top 5. And my average complexity weight for all 10 of these games was a 2.41.
Mine was 2.56.
That's pretty cool.
After hearing your games, I don't know how yours was that high. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you.
You got some kickers coming.
Got some kickers coming, yep. Well, I got 2 kickers.
Sure.
I got 2 kickers.
2.56 was the average, though.
Yeah, 2.5, 2.4. That's a pretty good. It's right in the middle of the road. So my highest one, we've already covered that. That was on the last one. It was a 3.3. What was your highest?
3.59.
3.5.
I'm surprised it's that low, actually.
You think it feels heavier than that?
I think it probably feels heavier.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's get to it. This is our top 5 city building-ish games. Let's hit it. All right, my number 5. I know I'm going to catch some heck for it from you.
We didn't talk about crossovers last time at all, but I think we have one total.
One total?
We didn't have any last week, but I think we have one total.
One total? Really? You must not like some of these games then.
Probably not. Especially if they're not city builders. All right, what's your number 5?
Well, my number 5, you actually used it as an example of what should not be considered a city builder as we were talking about it on the last list. So I'll open up debate and say my number 5 is Architects of the West Kingdom.
What a great game.
You are building buildings. You're contributing to the building of the cathedral, yes, but you are also playing cards. Mm-hmm. Those cards are buildings that you're building into the city.
True.
And you're just contributing resources to the building of the cathedral, but you're actually building buildings. It's true!
It's true.
Come on!
That's fine.
This is a city building game. I want to be one of the cool kids. I like Garfield games too, not just you. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoy this game. This is probably...
You didn't see my new tattoo, did you? No, I'm just kidding.
The Garfield logo on my back. No, this is probably, except for Raiders of the North Sea...
If I did that, you think I'd get free games for a while?
No, you wouldn't.
No? Dang.
No, I don't think they reward people for being
Sham, please.
Idiotic.
I'll put a tattoo. Sorry. I'm interrupting.
No, it's fine. Architects is probably my favorite game out of their entire series of games. It just felt like the exact proper weight of game, and a lot of theirs have been a lot heavier. And some of them have been a lot lighter, but it just kind of felt like a sweet spot as far as I was concerned. But this one just felt exactly what I wanted it to be weight-wise, and that's why I liked it. I really enjoy the mechanism of throwing people in jail too.
Yeah, me too. I love this game.
It's really fun, and I know it's ish for city building. You got to kind of hold your tongue just right, squint one eye, but I think it still falls within the category well.
All right.
My number 5, Architects of the West Kingdom.
All right, my number 5 is a city building game.
Mine was too.
called Quadropolis.
Quadropolis.
In Quadropolis, you're taking your architects, you are drafting tiles, ports, and markets, and housing buildings, and those kind of things, and you're putting them in your city, into your squares and your blocks, and you're stacking them up, and you're lining up your ports, and you're doing all these cool things.
Sure.
You're bringing in people with your housing units, you're sending them to the shops, you're powering all them up by building, power plants and things like that, and you're managing the people and the power, and so that you balance this city properly. You don't want too much power, you don't want too many people, and you want as many points as you can get. So this is a really cool game, Quadropolis.
And it's more of a city building game.
It's a great game.
His list is superior.
No.
So my number 4. It's not necessarily a city.
I love this.
But it's a village.
I love
it's a
this
small.
list.
It's a small city. It's a village.
2 huts.
No.
And
No.
is this Stone Age.
No. No. Stone Age is not a city builder. This one is called Kingsburg. Specifically 2nd edition, because I'm pretty sure 2nd edition has the expansions and all that kind of stuff in it. So it's really the better buy. But I did enjoy the original Kingsburg just as much as the new one. But I also enjoyed all of the expansions that went into it, which the 2nd edition includes.
Collected.
So I really enjoy Kingsburg. It is a dice worker placement game, mechanically speaking. But what you are actually doing is you're building up your city to be able to withstand the attacks of the bad guys at the end of the round, or year rather, in the winter age is where they attack, and you're trying to build up different buildings and different fortifications in your city to be able to better withstand that attack that is inevitably going to come at the end of the year. And I just really enjoy. I enjoy the dice worker placement aspect of it. I enjoy a lot of the nuances that the expansions bring into it. You can have each player can have a completely different kind of city that they can build completely different kinds of things.
I haven't played that. That sounds pretty cool.
You can modify it with different strips that you would lay over different aspects of it. So
That's cool.
It's a really fun
That's
game.
a neat game
with a lot of different avenues to take in it. You can really kind of make it as diversified as you want it to be, or you can just keep it basic and go with that. Either way, it's a really fun game, and that's why it's my number 4, Kingsburg 2nd edition.
Right. My number 4 is probably going to be on his list. I think this is probably our crossover, although he's not going to give anything away because he's going to pretend he hates this game. No, it's a game called Foundations of Rome.
I don't hate it.
No, I'm just kidding. You don't hate it. I get it. In Foundations of Rome, you are building a city by drafting plots, paying for drafting different cards for different plots, and placing your buildings out there. Whether there's, I was going to say civilization buildings. They're not the population buildings. What are they called? I can't think of the name of them. But
civic
buildings.
Not civic buildings.
That too.
They're population buildings.
Yeah, you're placing out buildings that either give you population, or they give you money. Or they give you points for what's surrounding them. But it's a really cool board. Obviously, it's big, beautiful. By the time that all those buildings are out there, you made a gorgeous city.
You have quite literally built a city.
You've quite literally built a city, and it is beautiful. So, and of that note, I haven't played Foundations of Metropolis yet. But that is the
it's just a retheme,
the cardboard version of this, so you should go play it. So,
cool.
Easy
That's a
pick.
good pick. That's a good pick. Yeah, that was kind of softball.
Yep, softball.
My number 3. You are literally building up at least the market section
He sure has to preface
of
this.
your city. Well, again, I used the category. If it fell within the category of BGG, I felt like I was good. I didn't get as detailed and specific of a definition as you gave it.
Our next list, I'm going to bring you like 5-point criteria. Not before you pick.
I think
interpretations.
I think different interpretations make these lists more fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Because you get kind of two aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, my number 3 is a game called Flamecraft. Now, if you look past the cute little dragons that everybody gets hung up on, you are literally building up the city.
Yep.
Because you're populating
shops.
You're populating shops to the city that you can go to. So it is city building.
It's crazy they call this a city building game.
It is kind of crazy.
It's in there.
But it works.
6 shops or 5 shops over the course of the game.
Right. You're not really building up the city that much. It is more about resource management, set collection, in-game scoring. There's a lot more of that going on than there is actual city building, but the theme is there at least of building up new shops in your town and learning how to, or figuring out how best to exploit those different shops to gain the most points from them.
That's what you do with your shopkeepers. You exploit them.
Well, that's pretty much what you do. That's my number 3, however, Flamecraft. A really great game.
Yep. My number 3, which I'm surprised it jumped up this high, but I really freaking like this game. I'm surprised it jumped above Foundations of Rome already for me. But really, Foundations of Rome is a fairly light game overall.
Absolutely is.
This game I really like, and this is called Skyrise.
Ooh!
In Skyrise...
I heard a lot of people hating on this game.
I love this so much. In Skyrise, you're bidding on your areas, you're bidding on placement of your buildings, based on the number on the bottom of your buildings. And so people bid on a spot, and then the next person around can bid on an adjacent spot, and so forth and so on. There are different, not boroughs might be the right word, different areas that you can control. You're trying to area control those. You're trying to collect these chips so that, maybe if you're collecting brown chips, then you want your buildings to be in brown locations across the board. But there's just a lot of fun, thinky stuff on this. It's a beautiful board, beautiful production. Super fun to play. I really like this game.
If going on production value alone, oh my gosh, this is easily top 5 city building games. I've only played it the once, so that's why I didn't include it.
People hating on it?
I did hear people hating on it, yes, but that might be more like Jason Levine was one of them. And he didn't like it because he thought it was a boring game. So that's not saying a whole lot, because Jason can get bored with something very easily. But I did hear a couple of other people talking about it in a less than praising fashion at Dice Tower East. But again, that could be a microcosm of the actual cross-section of people that have played it. So I really enjoyed it. I've only played it once, though, so I didn't feel right putting it on there, because I feel like I need to play it a little bit more. Some games, play it once, I know I love it. Skyrise, I enjoyed it, but I would need to play it more to see if it would make the top 10. But I knew it was going to be on your list, though. So that's a good
think about it, it is just the next step up for Foundation of Rome for me, which is kind of interesting, because not that it matters, because BGG stats are whatever they are, but Foundations of Rome is a 1.96, Skyrise is a 2.27, which is about how I feel that Rise is. So just a little bit more.
Yep. Okay, cool. Good pick. You know what's in some cities?
Bakeries.
No. Yes. But amusement parks.
Oh, amusement parks. Yes.
Amusement parks are in a lot of cities, as a matter of fact. So if you're building up an amusement park, you're building up part of a city.
For sure.
Yeah, you're building up part of a city. And they're kind of like little tiny cities in and of themselves. Tenpenny Parks is my number 2. And I really super enjoy this. I think the city building is more in the theme than it is in the actual practicality of the game.
Yeah, except for compared to other games on your list, at least you're building out a friggin' bunch of little tiles that work together in a park, so I like it.
Yeah, it's true. That's why it's my number 2, because it's more of a city builder than those other ones.
It's a very cool game.
I really enjoy it, though. It's a great little game from Thunderworks. Artwork is Vincent Dutrait, and that was one of the things that opened it up to me initially. I had no idea that I would like it or not, but I wanted to at least play it because of the artwork. But it turns out that I really enjoyed the tile placement, spatial organization, as you're building out your all of the attractions that are in your amusement
tight,
park.
Actually, tighter than you would think. This game is a very tight worker placement, tile drafting, very tight, very cool. Central
money's tight.
Yeah, I like it.
Placement is tight because you can't just willy-nilly place it wherever you want. You have to make sure that the certain aspects, each attraction can only touch at the corners. It can't be flush adjacent to it. There's a lot of tightness in this game, and that's one of the things that's really cool about it.
Yep.
So I really enjoy it. That's why it's my number 2. 10 Penny Parks.
1 thumb up. No, 2 thumbs up. I like the game. All right, my number 2. I seem like I've talked about this game a lot lately, and I don't know why, but it is a city builder, and it's one of my favorites. Obviously, it's my number 2. Is a game called Ginkopolis.
Oh, okay.
In Ginkopolis, you are literally building up this little city with tiles. You are playing cards and tiles. It's kind of I want to say it's a hand drafting game. It almost is, because you're playing one card and then you're giving the hand to somebody else. So it's kind of got that same kind of thing. But you're playing a card and a tile. You might be building the city wider. You might be building taller. You're managing resources, because as you build, you have to be able to put resources on that tile. If you build on the 4th level, you need to have 4 resources to place up there.
Yeah.
And the end result is it's an area control of all these different colors.
Sure.
There are 3 different colors: red, blue, and yellow districts. And that's what it is area control. But you build this really cool city, and you have a lot of depth in placement and taking care of all of your resources. So.
I don't think I've played this one.
I love it.
I don't think I've played it, so I can't really comment that much, but it works.
Yep.
Cool beans. Number 1.
I hope it has buildings.
It has buildings. It has really ornate, finely detailed plastic buildings, and it is our only crossover, I believe.
Yep. Foundations
of Rome. This, when I think city building, this is the game that I think about initially.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is just that iconic of a game as far as that's concerned, as far as city building is concerned. It's hard to get a hold of if you weren't in on the Kickstarter. You can still get a hold of it. You can still purchase. It is expensive because those detailed miniatures cost money to make. It is such a good game, though, in my opinion, because it has such great aesthetic appeal, but how you play it is so simple.
Yeah, smooth.
In its foundational form, and I'm sorry, pun not intended, but in its basic form, it's such an easy game to play, such an easy game to teach. And then they offer so many other things with the Roads to Fortune expansion, and they offer a solo mode with Garden of Ceres, and there's just so many cool things that you can add to the game.
Too,
yeah, it's super strategic, but you can add things to it to make it a little bit more complex if you want to, or you can just keep it simple. I just really enjoy this game so much, and it's easily, hands down, easily my number 1 city builder.
Yep, I knew it was going to be your number 1. I have to mention, I don't know how many people mention this, but it's really cool how they very simply adjust for player count by making the map
just
incrementally bigger.
A little bit bigger.
Works really well.
1 row and 1 column
works
bigger.
Really well at any player count.
Absolutely does.
So
very cool.
Very cool. All right, my last game is the heaviest game on my list. I think actually those 2, other than the Age of Atlantis, I guess, are the heaviest games, Ginkopolis and Underwater Cities. My number 1 is Underwater Cities.
Wow.
In Underwater Cities, you're building Vladimir Suchy. You're not building Vladimir
Building
Suchy.
Vladimir Suchy?
You're building underwater globe cities. You're connecting them with tunnels. You're building production buildings in them, whether it be science or food or whatever else. And you're doing all that through a very clever card system. And you're using cards as your actions, placing them on different spots on the board. And if your card color matches the spot color, then you get 2 actions. You get the one on the card and the one on the board. So you're trying to balance your hand, playing those cards at the right time, collecting kelp and all those resources you need to expand these underwater cities. It's a very cool, very beautiful game. Little domes across the board, and yeah, I love underwater cities. Nice,
that's
deep,
cool,
and fun.
If I have played this game, it's been so long that I don't remember, but I don't think I've played this game. So
I really like this.
You need to get on that.
Yep, I need to get on that.
You need to get on that.
Get on that table over there.
Well,
put it on there with those 40 games.
At least I cleaned the table up.
Yeah, it does. It looks great. All right. Well, last one on the list: Underwater Cities, Foundations of Rome.
2 great games. If you don't listen to anything else, you should go play those 2 games at the very least.
I think this is a pretty darn good list overall. The games in here,
yeah,
all of them. I really like every single game. When you brought up this topic, I was like, I wasn't even sure if I knew 10 City Builders, but
yeah, it's a really great category of games, and I think it's a category that really has a lot of appeal to it, because people like constructing things.
Sure, they like
building things, and they like seeing it come up from nothing. So it's an intriguing and an inviting category of games. So check them out. You have basically 19 games to go look at, because we only had 1 crossover.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and leave a comment or 2. Let us know how poorly we did.
Yeah, what city games did we miss?
Exactly.
Don't put any city games in there that aren't city games, please. I'm just kidding. Put them in there.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
Put them down there. Let's see. What city games did we miss? What city builders did we miss?
That's right.
Every time we do one of these videos, people come up with like 10 games I need to play to go on my need to play list. So,
right.
You guys just keep making my need to play list bigger.
That's exactly correct. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys and gals right here on the flip side. Take care.
See you later.